Hello everyone and welcome back to A Bit Tactical, where today I'm doing a little bit of a Kill Team Ramble, talking about a few things. There will be timestamps in the description for the different things that I'm going to be talking about. But I want to start with, at the very least, the channel update, what's going to happen in the future for the content that you guys will be receiving. So let's get right into that. Alright, so the Aqualons guide is 100% complete. What I may be doing in the future is a wrap-up video in which I combine all the things together, like the strats, little combinations that you can do with them, into a video. I may or may not do that. If I do, it won't be that high effort of a video. And the reason for that is because my attention from now on, I do want to be on the next guide, because I want to do a whole different approach to it than what I'm doing now. Basically, what I'm doing now, guys, is I play the games, and as I play the games, I start making the videos, I start taking notes, so that I can go back into the videos and stuff like that. However, obviously, this isn't my full-time job, okay? I do have a lot of responsibilities, do have an infant that I'm taking care of, chores I gotta do, and obviously a job. So with all that being said, like, the release times for these videos is kind of varies a lot, right? Like, it took me 2 months to do the Aqualons, which I know I don't have a time frame. This is a time frame that I'm just putting on myself, but I don't like that. I want stuff to come out, pretty close to each other, back to each other a little bit, right? I did think I averaged maybe a video a week on it, but I feel like I should be doing more. Which is why, with the new team that I'm going to be covering, which I won't reveal in this video, you'll probably see a video with them in it this week, but I want to do like a full rollout, right? Because I bought a new team, I fully painted them. I based them, I used transfer sheets, okay? I used things that I never thought I would use, like varnishes and layers and all that stuff. I did all those extra things. I bought special heads just for these people. So I kit patched a little bit. Like, I did a lot for these guys. So I do want to show them off. And then with the guide itself, I want to have half the guide done before I even release a single video on the guide itself. In fact, I want to have like a bunch of shorts doing like short little previews and teasers for the guide before the guide releases. So so before even those release, I want to have half the guide done. And then as those are releasing, I'm going to be finishing up the other half of the guide. And then when the actual guide starts dropping and the video starts going, I'm going to have shorts alongside with them that are spaced out for like 3 or 4 days. Basically, so that I can fix mistakes. Like, I'm going to try really hard to make sure I'm getting the rules right this time, right? But I do struggle with that sometimes. I do read things incorrectly. I'm not perfect, okay? I play things incorrectly. I do it all the time. I'm going to try really hard to make sure that the information is correct, at the very least in the rules read portion. But some of my wacky stuff, the guides that I come up with, or the strategies that I come with, sometimes they don't work, or they're not intended to work the way I thought they would be. And in that case, I do want to give myself a little bit of space, so I'm not just going to be releasing videos like one's going to come out Monday, and then the next is going to come out Tuesday and Wednesday. I do want to give myself like 3 or 4 days, so that if somebody in the comments points out, hey, this actually doesn't work the way that you're saying it works, I can go in and quickly edit that part out, and I hope it doesn't happen, I haven't had to do it yet, and I hope it doesn't happen, completely take down the video and remake it. And if I have 2 to 3 weeks of content worth of stuff already on the channel ready to go, then I could 100% do that, right? I could 100% remake a whole video within a day or two, make it, edit it, do all that stuff, and not have to be too stressed about it. And not only that, that opens me up to, if I already have the guide stuff all done and it's all just scheduled to be released, then what I could do is focus on making battle reports better. after action reports better. I am gonna be continuing the White Shield to Kazakin videos. I've been playing with this team specifically a lot to do this guide, and I've gotten to the point where I feel pretty comfortable with the team. I'm trying out new loadouts for the team, and I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at with them. So Kazakin and White Shield, by the way, White Shield to Kazakin will be returning probably next week at some point. I'm going to hopefully get a game in on Friday. If I can't, maybe get a game in on Saturday, but I'll definitely get a game in on Sunday. So it's going to be one of those 3 days. I'm going to get a game in for sure, possibly get 2 games in, and they're both going to be with Kazakin. So I'm going to have something. I did get a Kazakin win recently, but I was an idiot and I didn't take a picture of the map. And when I was recording the video, I was actually so mad that I couldn't reference the map at all because it was a custom map, so it's not like I could point to Volcus or something. So I just decided to scrap it. I didn't want to release that. It was already kind of low effort. Now it's even more low effort, and I don't like doing that. So that is the future of the channel. Hopefully, I can actually do that. I don't know why I feel this thing of pressure with this. I feel like I probably should just take the time to make sure the guide is fully out and everything that I just said that I wanted it to be, and then release it as it is. Because it's better content for you guys. It makes me feel better if it's actually made really well, as opposed to kind of lazily doing things. But yeah, that's the channel update. That's where we're going to go from there. I do hope to get a battle report in this month. Just one day. Like, battle reports are hard because they obviously take a long time to film, right? It's not just a game can already take a long time. Filming it as well can take a long time. And when I'm playing the game, I do sometimes forget to film, which can be really frustrating. So, hopefully, I do get that done as well. But let's move on to something a little bit with Kill Team. All right, so one thing that I did, I've seen a few things where people are like suggesting changing Can You Roll a Crit, Glass Half Dead, things where, you know, with Glass Half Dead, it's kind of taking the spearhead idea of the underdog getting a buff in the next turning point. Can You Roll a Crit was doing some core rule changes, not like too big, right? Not too big, but to be honest, I don't think that the problem is being addressed here, okay? And what the problem is that there are teams that can teleport away after doing something that maybe they shouldn't be able to teleport away from, right? Like, they put themselves out in the open and then they teleport away. There are teams that can forcibly change your order from conceal to engage, or force you to dash, right? Or charge you. Charge you and then use the CP to charge you again, right? Or there are teams that can not even do that 3-inch charge, do just a complete charge into another, from being within combat, charging out of combat into another piece of combat, right? Or doing a full reposition action with 7 inches, by the way, it back into safety, like whenever during the strategy phase. So there's teams like that, right? And I didn't name any specific teams, okay? I didn't want to hate on anybody, though you probably know who those teams are. But there are teams like that, and then there's Kazakin, which have like spicy shooting attacks, sort of, a little bit, if the caveats that they have allow them to have those shooting attacks, right? And to me, that's the problem with Kill Team right now, is that there will be one team that will just be throwing punch after punch after punch after punch, Things that will make you go, you can do that. Oh, you can do that as well. You can do this. You can do that. And then there are teams that have one thing, and that one thing is mediocre. Okay? Like, yeah, it's just that one thing is mediocre. And I think that's kind of more the problem with Kill Team, is that, especially with the last balanced data slate, I don't know why they're scared. I understand why they would be scared to nerf. 100%. Be scared to nerf, because you don't want somebody that had a good team to now all of a sudden feel bad. But why are you scared to buff? Like, with the Kazakhstan example specifically, people always talk about, well, if you buff Kazakhstan's operatives, right, they're going to be good into Inquisition. Again, I don't really like that mindset that a team could potentially stay in the dumps because then another team might be made a little better. Therefore, we're going to keep this team as dog shit as possible because this other team may be a little bit better. Which, by the way, that team doesn't have a 66% win rate right now. By the way, that's not the team that has a 66% win rate. But at the very least, like with the Kazakhstan, buff their ploys or do their mission or skill at arms, right? Like buff, like give them like actual real buffs. Like what they did with the Auspex scan, they just made them into a playable team that had an actual like interesting thing to do. But like actually give them something. Do something crazy. Add something crazy to one of their skill at arms, right? Give them, I don't know what you could give them, right? That wouldn't be too crazy, but just try it anyway. Especially with, it's not just Kazakhstan, right? All the teams at the bottom, like in that 30, if they're in a 20 to 30% win rate, I'm sorry, give them something. Why are we so scared to give them anything at all? What? But some teams already have everything. I feel like that's a bigger problem in Kill Team right now than anything else. Because you have the team, like I said, that can do all the things. And then you have a team that can do one thing in a very mediocre way, maybe, if the rules allow for it to happen. And then you're scared to give them a little bit more. You're scared, and I'm going to keep using the Kazakhstan example because that's the one I'm the most familiar with, right? Having severe on all of your shooting attacks is not that crazy. It's just not. It really isn't. In comparison to other abilities in the game, it's not that crazy, right? If you want to keep the Kazakhstan as a straightforward, easy-to-learn team, 100% do that, but make it an easy-to-learn, straightforward team. Why are you adding so many caveats to getting severe on their weapon attacks for their faction rule? Why? What is the purpose of that? I don't really see a purpose to that. Other than like somebody in GW just hates it. Just hates them specifically. It's like, I don't know. It's a little ridiculous. But all that to say, basically what I think is the problem is that these low win rate teams, and I understand, it's all tournament data, right? It's can you roll a crits stuff. I get it, right? That's not how everybody sees it. In casual places, this could be completely different, 100%. But that's what they base their changes off of. So to me, I don't understand why, if you're seeing a game or a team in that 20 to 30% win rate range, why not give them something big? What is holding them back from doing that, right? If it was 40%, I could understand you going like, okay, let's give them a little buff, let's give them a little tweak, but at 20%, at 30%, to me, that's a big problem. Same thing with the 66% win rates. Like, Warp Coven have been at 66% win rate for like a year. Like, not at 66, but like 60 plus for like, again, like a year. It's been a lot. Now, their games aren't that high, but it's still a lot. Like, I feel like there has to be a reason that I don't know, that I can't see. Other than like, they don't want to mess with the meta too much, right? They want to be careful with it, which I understand, but the meta's already in a weird place. It's already in a really weird place. You have teams, again, like, I'll point these guys out specifically. You got teams like the Sanctifiers and the Raveners who just seem to have, like, the I win everything stuff, okay? I played against the Raveners recently. I've seen other people playing against the Raveners recently, right? And a lot of the things, a lot of the concerns that I feel like I pointed out and I feel like a lot of other people pointed out too are like, yeah, we were right to be concerned about those things. And now we're seeing those things happen in real time, right? They're a really powerful team. But, yeah, I just don't understand, I guess, the philosophy that GW was going with. Or I guess the one dude, since apparently it's only one dude that does all the rules. I can't believe that's true. That's not true. It can't be. They have a whole team. I know it is. I know that. I'm just going to believe that's what it is. I don't understand the philosophy behind some of the changes or lack of changes that they make. All right, everyone. That's it for me. That's it for this Kill Team Ramble. And it really was a ramble. I don't even know what I was saying at the end there. Probably why I shouldn't make these videos at 3 in the morning. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe and do other stuff like that. Comment. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.